Emperor, rise up, rise up.
Thank you for watching BlaXit.
Money. Emperor.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
This is so exciting. TAF City is going to be twice as big as Banjul.
Yes, indeed.
Now, there are so many of us that are coming from Europe, from America, and we want to come home to Africa. Is this the best investment we can make?
It is the best you can make. You know, at 64 going 65, I thought I was going to retire, but it seems I've just started. Yeah, it really makes a lot, and it's nice to see our partners at the international level being here. We have 4 financial institutions, Pan-African institutions that are present, of which Gambia is a shareholder. So I would want to urge fellow entrepreneurs to follow the footsteps, that there is money around, they should do the right thing, but making sure they practice business properly, and then to access these funds. We are not competing amongst ourselves, we are competing amongst other countries. Other countries are benefiting from it, so we need to learn from each other, work together, and access these funds to develop our country. If you really come into development, we need to regulate the real estate sector. What we have seen recently is that there is a proliferation of so many players within the real estate sector. As I said, it's the training of the youth. But that is two-way. I also want to appeal on the youth to get up and work. That's the bottom line. Some of us started working when we were 18. Today we can do this at the international level. And that is really what is very close to my heart. Governments will come and go, but the youth need to earn. We have seen from 2013, and I'll give you figures, from 2013 to 2019, 200 and something thousand Gambian youths left here for overseas. That's a lot. And today we are suffering from providing skilled labor. We need to encourage these young ones. I want to, on this note, congratulate the women of Gunjur. These past 2 weeks, if you come here, you will not recognize the women from the men. And I want to urge the young ones to come and work. There's dignity in labor, and there's no discrimination in earning decent money. Well, Reef Taf, what was difficult was that it was built on a swampy land. I mean, at high tide, you have about 2 meters of water. So we had to sand fill about 650,000 cubic meters of sand before we can build. But the Reef Taf is only 1,200. Nigeria is 200 million people in population. Gambia is only 2 million, but we are building 5,000. So as it has been said, we are not competing within ourselves. We are standing out amongst nations. Today, the TAF City is the biggest estate in the whole of Africa. So if we can do that, I mean, coming from very modest backgrounds, I want the young ones again to see us, people like us, as examples. That look, if Mr. Taf can do it, I can do it. But Rome wasn't built in a day. I started this when I was 18. Today I am 64, going to hit 65. I leave my home at 7 o'clock in the morning. At times I pray Maghrib here because we wanted to hit the target. But what I find most of the time with the young ones is that they want it too easy, too fast, and they don't want to be trained. So I will shout this loud all the time, that at one time we were like you, we were at your age, we were not privileged like what you have today. So you need to get up and work, and there's no shortcut to it. Let's forget about blaming governments, let's forget about blaming our parents. If you don't, you are the one that we rely on to move this country. Pick up skills and work. That's the point. Well, the TAF City, every square millimeter of land, we bought it from the open market.
Are we expecting affordability?
Well, affordability is very relative. Anybody who can afford it is affordable to you. We need to bring in affordable mortgages.
Yes.
People like my friend, the managing director of Shelter Africa, that's what they're doing. So if they bring in affordable mortgages for longer tenure, then you can afford these houses. So if you are...
One last question, the Yaoundé Declaration, what does that mean to you?
Well, it's excellent, and we're going to support our brother Umar here. Oh, sorry, Andrew. Andrew is the one who did it. And I'm glad that he mentioned this to the president, because there's the political will.
Yes.
Anything you do, the political will must be there. And Omar also invited the president, while he's here, to their program in World Urban Forum in Poland.
Poland, yes.
Yeah. So this is why, you know, partnership. We are developers from the private sector. We partner with financiers like themselves. We partner with multilateral institutions. Then we partner with government. That is why to succeed in any type of development like this, it must be PPP, public-private partnership.
With regard to the private sector, there are many people, there are many opportunities here, whether it's for the restaurant or it's for the centre for inter-travel, or whether it's for the well-being centre. You've got so many great facilities here. You've got the retirement home. You've also got the health facilities here. Are you open to partnership, and are you open to working together pan-African for the whole of the African continent?
The question is for me as developer, is it?
Yeah.
But let me tell you what we do. We are a development company.
Yeah.
We are not operating any of these facilities.
Yeah.
And I have said it. We develop, and then we expect partners to come in, and we forge partnership, and they will run it. So we encourage partnership, and that's one of the SDGs.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the SDGs, 17, is partnership.
Yeah.
So we need to partnership.
Yeah.
Even at the grassroots level here, it's partnership. We don't have contractors. TAP Africa Global doesn't have contractors, but we have series of young people that we have molded. In Riftaf, I took Gambians and Senegalese there. We took 400 Gambians and Senegalese. Here, Emma is here. He's an electrician. He came from Riftaf.
Really?
He was an electrician there. Today he is here.
Yes.
We operate cross-border. We are West African. We are African. We are going to exploit the policies that have been laid out for the African Free Trade Area and the integration. So it opens up the borders. ECOWAS. There is a bank here which says we finance investment and development.
Yes.
So monies are available. Do the right thing, and then you will access funds to promote these magnificent policies.
So BlaXit, there you have it. Come on, the door is open. Okay, so I'm from BlaXit YouTube channel, which is dedicated to the relocation, repatriation of African descendants back to Africa. And in particular, we focus on inward investment, which is a great opportunity to speak to you. So I would like to know, what advice would you give someone who's looking to pack up, divest their investments and come along to Africa to start a new life, and maybe even buy a home here in TAF City? What steps could you give them on good financial sound advice?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ryan. In fact, that's a very great question. I will start by using my own example. I went to school in Europe. I studied at the Rotterdam Business School. For those who are quite familiar with Europe, the Erasmus University is one of the top-notch universities. But when I defended my thesis, I decided to go back to my country, Cameroon, and start working here. The first piece of advice I would give out to my fellow brothers and sisters is the courage to make that decision. That I am African, and that's where God created me, and that's where I come from. I need to go back and face the challenges. One secret which they might not have realized is that where there are challenges, there are opportunities. So they come back home, visit the country, mix up with the people, understand the culture, understand the values, and then spot the opportunities. I was speaking recently with one of my biggest clients, the Dangote Group, and the CFO told me what we do in Dangote.
Sorry, did you say Dangote?
Yes.
I love Dangote. I'm not worthy. Sorry. We love Dangote. Sorry,
yes.
Carry on.
Thank you. So the CFO of Dangote told me what Dangote does is they spot opportunities that are provided by challenges. What do? They look at import substitution. Africa has been importing a lot of rice. They decided to start producing rice locally so that domestic consumption will substitute the import. Africa has been importing fertilizer. They decided to start producing fertilizer. Now Africa has been importing a lot of petroleum products, and now Dangote is building the biggest refinery in the world that will produce 650,000 barrels per day and can refine all sorts of crude oil from sour to sweet crude. In other words, we are now getting industrialized. That's why for us, two things: intra-African trade, where African countries can trade among themselves, as well as industrialization. We at the African Export-Import Bank are there to provide, nurture, advise, encourage, facilitate, and finance any initiative that leads to intra-African trade, any initiatives that leads to industrialization and export development. The destiny of Africans is in the hands of Africans.
I agree. Okay, just a quick pet question. So pyrolysis is one of the projects that I would love to do. Having seen all this plastic just laying here, for example, the recycling, upcycling of plastics can create petrol, can create diesel, can create kerosene, can be used as plastic bioparticles that can even make this plastic floor here. What would you say about that being really pushed around Africa in order to tackle some of the issues that we face around, I would say, recycling?
First, let me say congratulations for picking up that initiative. Those are environmentally friendly initiatives. These are the kind of initiatives we look to support. Not just providing the direct financing, but hand-holding you, doing the heavy lifting, providing capacity building, and encouraging you by then providing the financing support that you need. I will encourage you to continue in that spirit. You hear a lot of talk around the world about environmental issues. So please reach out to us, and we'll advise, we'll provide training, we'll provide financing, we will maybe recommend you to other financial institutions locally, and then support them to provide the support that you need to bring this kind of very laudable initiative to satisfactory fruition. Thank you
so much. So pyrolysis it is, fam. I'm going to take him up on his word. I'm going to do a mini business plan. Before I was doing vlogging, actually, I was a business developer. So I'm going to take you up on what you said, and we're going to take it from there. So pyrolysis it is. We're going to have a lovely, clean and eco-friendly Africa.
Amen.
One nation, one Africa. Thank you, BlaXit family. Please keep watching. Remember, follow your dreams.
Purchase your tracks today. 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 Purchase your tracks today.